Come catch the action at the National Stadium on Saturday, February 10 for the Camperdown Classic, the showcase of sprinters. Come out and support your favorite team or athlete. Adults, $1,000. Children with ID, $500. Come see the best boys and girls compete to make qualifying times for boys and girls champs. The meet will also feature senior athletes as they prepare for the Olympics. That's the Camperdown Classic, February 10, 2024. Be there.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolios. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Dependable God.
I am Pastor Corbell Leon, inviting you to join me at 11:30 for Divine Connection, where I teach and encourage you into the Word of God, and you shall be blessed.
That's Divine Connection, Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. Sponsored by Impact Science Solution Limited. Services offered: large format printing, billboards, video boards, and much more. Located in St. Catherine and provide services island-wide. You can contact them at 876-667-9582. You can send them an email at impactscience@gmail.com. You can find them on Facebook at Impact Science Solution or on Instagram at ImpactSignJA.
Dependable God.
Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning to the world. You're listening to Spot On, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, the beautiful country in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, where we say we're little but we tallow. This is the People's University, the People's Parliament, and the People's Program. Stay with us for your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is best for you and all our listeners. It's a People's Show where I listen to your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Remember that if there are issues in your city, your town, or your district that you need to bring to my attention, and the number to call is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. Remember that if you have an person in your community who is giving outstanding service, then let me know about that. And also, if you've been to any government office or private sector office and they have given you outstanding service, then I need to know about that. All right, so today, let's see what's coming up. Yes, we start off with music, then technology now. And all of you, whether churches, business, government, we need to keep abreast of the technology. And then we'll have the law and you with the people's lawyer, Wendell Wilkins. But let's get going, with a great bit of music to lift our spirit this Wednesday morning. Spot On with Vernon Darby. And it is now 10:06. Come on. Are you ready? Halfway tree. Montego Bay. Miami. Yeah, Washington. You know the one? Come on. Yeah. Yes. 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 Oh, yes. Our friends in Canada, Toronto, how you doing? Balaclava, how you doing? St. Andre. Brownstown. Oh, yeah, you better believe that. Oh, yeah, Christian. I love that one. Everyone, Catholic, Baptist, Revivalist, Anglican, give the devil a walk. And let me tell you, the devil is all over. You go on the road, this is the devil out there. Everywhere you go, school, at the workplace, everywhere you go. So you have to give them a walk. All right, going to get things off. We have some messages for our listeners. Let's go to the first one. We're looking at the last three messages. So we haven't had any messages for some time. All right, let's go to those WhatsApp messages and hear what the listeners have to say. And the first one, it's... I don't think that's the first one. It's the third. It's the third. We have three messages. So the first one, the second one is about a broadcast, a BBC broadcast, which somebody said, Vernon, you need to hear this one. So the first one of three.
Treatment. They can't do it because the point system just means they're being asked to do work for free. And there are not many people in this life who'll do that. Unfortunately, the system's completely broken down and the government's fallen asleep on the job. Not for the first time.
Kashif in Newcastle owns several dental practices in the northeast. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your thoughts on where we are? I mean, I was just going to say before that.
Let me just give a break on that one.
We
are listening to a program from BBC, and a listener was saying to me that the challenges that we have in Jamaica, you'll be surprised they're having similar challenges even in first world countries. And we're talking about the delivery of medical care, and specifically dental care. So we have somebody on BBC talking about that, and I got that from my friend Roy Ryan. All right, let's continue to listen to that clip.
That if you were listening to this and just stepping back and seeing the woods from the trees, the mere fact we're having this conversation in this country, civilized, economically advanced country, one of the biggest economies in the world, in 2024, it is extraordinary. People are pulling their own teeth out, Kashif.
I mean, Nicky, I'm not actually a dentist. I'm an economist, and I run the business with my brother, the dentist. So it is a bit of a view from outside, I guess. But
that's good.
There's a few things here. You know, we already have this subsidy of the £20,000. It's £10,000 at the moment, going to £20,000. It's for rural areas, which is great, attracting dentists to rural areas. But it's from out of area. So they're bringing dentists from cities and sending them to these other areas, which they obviously do need dental treatment. But it's not adding to the pool of dentists, which is the NHS dentists, which is probably the bigger issue. And then the other, the money, the millions of pounds being floated as amazing money coming in for encouraging new patients that haven't been in. But that's already coming to dental practices already. We already received that for cold patients that haven't been in for 2 years. But it's essentially only subsidizing emergency treatment, and it's just election year. They're trying to, they're announcing it, and they should. It's a good scheme, but it's not fixing the long-term problems. It's not addressing why NHS dentists are, there aren't enough dentists in the system anyway. I was at a talk yesterday, saying how applications for my daughter's school, why applications for dentists coming into the system for university are down, and medics. But on the other side, there's dentists leaving the NHS and going private, as everybody's basically saying. They're all going private, and why is that? That's what they need to solve, not just these little patch fixes, which...
By the way, I sent this to you.
All right, let's continue to hear that next clip.
By the way, I sent this to you because it's only in Jamaica that we have problems in our hospital. I'm not saying that with our healthcare, I'm not saying that it must not be fixed, but only we have problems.
All right, let's go to the next clip. Oh, so we seem to have missed one there. All right, so there you have it. So now you understand that we have challenges all over. By the way, I got some horrible reports about what happened over the last few days in terms of in Montego Bay and Ocho Rios and also Negril. That damage has been done to the pier, for one, in Ocho Rios by the heavy winds. And somebody, and this is what is feedback I'm getting from my listeners, somebody said that it's going to take some time for them to fix things back up. I'm a little bit surprised, and probably my listeners can help me. Yeah, the number is 876-968-8117. The Meteorological Office had sent out information, and we were aware, and I've read it on this program, about the cold front and about what was to be expected. So is it that persons are not listening? You know, I have a concern even with radio that persons are not listening, especially with a program like this which gives you information, because it seems to me that if persons were listening to radio and are listening to the weather forecasts, then many fisher folks would have saved themselves the cost and the expenses involved in losing their boats. Their boats should have been secured. I read the forecast, and it was very clear to me that you're going to have rough seas and so on. So I'm going to, once again, those who are listening to my voice, while it's good to enjoy yourself, it's good to listen to radio with information. That's why quite some people, love to listen to like BBC, because they get information to help you. And one great announcement I must make, the program, we continue to get more money for the scholarship fund, which was initiated in some way by us, working with members of the diaspora. Last year we gave scholarships totaling over 4.5 million, and I gather more funds have been coming in. So you can look forward to more Jamaicans being able to get scholarships to go to the University of the West Indies. Also, we've set up an emergency channel, and I must tell you, you'll be getting traffic alerts. Also, the ODPEM is also participating for the time being, so if there's a crisis, they'll be able to communicate directly with those of us in the media. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, where we say we're little but with talent. We're going to go for the breaks and come back. Don't move.
The February 5 off 50 sales event at Home and Things is here. Take $5 off every $50 you spend. Save big on the brands you know and trust, from beautiful Spanish and Brazilian tiles to exquisite bathroom fixtures and faucets from Corona, Moen, and other top brands. Check out stylish doors, windows, paints, and home decor that inspire beauty and elegance. It's the February 5 off 50 sales event happening now. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers pride themselves in being professionals in the field of insurance broking, claim settlement, and risk management services for over 35 years. We offer a wide range of insurance services, including motor, property, liability, accident, life, and international health for individuals and companies at competitive rates. Call 926-3572 or visit 7.5 Haining Road, Kingston 5, or shop number 3, James Plaza, Mandeville. Call 625-6804 or visit online spectrumjamaica.com. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standards.
Alpha's Metal and Fabrications will give you the look you've always wanted. Grandeur and more. Staircase, steel fabrications, wrought iron furniture, gates, fence, windows and doors. Metal works with an amazing difference. Telephone number 876-7900121. We're standing strong. Alpha's Metal and Fabrications. Metal works with a difference.
Come catch the action at the National Stadium on Saturday, February 10 for the Camperdown Classic, the showcase of sprinters. Come out and support your favorite team or athlete. Adults, $1,000. Children with ID, $500. Come see the best boys and girls compete to make qualifying times for boys and girls champs. The meet will also feature senior athletes as they prepare for the Olympics. That's the Camperdown Classic, February 10, 2024. Be there.
This is your television and radio preacher, Bishop Dr. G.G. Cooper, asking you to join me on KLAS 89.1, 89.9 every Sunday at 6 p.m. for revival time. Enjoy 60 minutes of old-fashioned, Holy Ghost anointed, yoke-destroying, burden-removing, praise, celebration.
Take me to the wall. Jamaica, are you ready? If you listen to this radio station and you gave your life to Jesus Christ, well, the next step is to be born again. I'm telling you, welcome to the Nicodemus Experience, February the 10th at 10 a.m. at Bob Marley Beach. Don't want to miss out on that. This is a water baptism taking place, hosted by Omega. I am Bishop John Wayne Manning. I'll be there to baptize you personally. Followed immediately by February 11 at 6 p.m., one night of service. Praise, worship, deliverance. I want to pray for you, believe God for a breakthrough for you, your family, your finances. Meet me there. Where? I thought you would never ask. 24 Stillwell Road, Kingston, Jamaica. Meet me there. I want to shake your hands. I want to lay hands on you. Don't forget, for further information, to get on the baptismal list or to get direction, give us a call at 876-204-9356. I'm Bishop John Wayne Manning, and I approve this message, and I'm waiting to hear from you. January 9, 2024. I was dead for 9 seconds. My heart stopped beating in the hospital. I remember my life was leaving my body, but I call upon the name of Jesus Christ, and He restored my life unto me. So I'm here because my purpose is not done. I want to pray with you. Don't miss this service. In the name of Jesus.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Spot On, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, from the beautiful parish, where we say we little but we Talawa. This is your friend Vernon Darby, and coming up right now, yes, it's Technology Talk with the technology man, Andre Monteith. There's my good friend Andre Monteith is somewhere in the clouds. Let's see if he drop out of the cloud. How you doing, my friend? Great to have you.
Not bad.
What kind of new things are for me this morning? I don't know what you might come with any time or any day. You know.
No, nothing. I have everybody keeps on asking me. You know, there are a lot of business owners out there, and they keep on asking me, "What's the best backup plan for my company?"
Okay.
Right. So that is what I want to delve into today. So normally, when you creating a backup strategy for your company, you have to consider several factors.
Yes.
One, you need to know what type of data that you have, the frequency of the data that you get, the critical data. I mean, if there are any compliance requirements in case of which area you're in, and obviously your budget constraints, because that is always a big factor in lots of people's backup strategies, or with whichever thing in business anyway, when you're making moves in business. So when you're identifying and categorizing your company's critical data, you should include your financial records, your customer information, if you have any intellectual property or any data necessary for continuing your operations. And when you identify that, you know that, okay, this is definitely data that I want to keep.
Mhm.
And you want to know that you want to keep it at the safest place possible, or in which you may back it up in several areas, so that, if one backup fails, you can always jump to another backup.
Mhm.
And you also need to assess the risk in your
So
backup.
having one backup is really not having any backup then.
Yes, and it depends on the type of backup that you
Mhm.
do have too, right? Because your house could burn down and your backup could burn down with it.
So I could have 3 backups, and the 3 backups
You
are
could
right
have
in the house.
3 backups in the house.
3 backup. 3 backups
Right. So,
amount to none.
so you have to identify the risk involved,
Mhm.
right? Which means, your hardware, you have your natural disasters, you have your human errors, and you assess the likelihood of each one of these things
Mhm.
impacting on your business. So that is one of the things.
You must
exactly.
never feel comfortable that because you have a backup, you might have backup on an external drive. And next
You
thing
may
you
have
know,
a backup on an external drive, and also these external drives may fail after a time. I mean, some of the backup media that is chosen out there, like back in the day, people used to back up on CD-ROMs or DVD-ROMs. They have a predetermined shelf life, say about 4 years or more.
Yes.
So you want to be able to know what media you're backing up. Determine the shelf life rate if you know it's viable for such and for a limited amount of time. Also, you want to make sure you have good backup frequency. So if there's a critical error, you may require, depending on how your business operates, you may need real time backing up, in which you back it up less. You would back it up less frequently. Your backup, as I said, you need to choose your backup storage based on also, you may have your budget requirements and your access requirements and the amount of data that you have to store. So all of these come into, you choosing whether you want to also include whether you want to back up your servers on premises, or you want to use backup with cloud storage, or you want to use a hybrid in which you include both, and you want to include offsite backups.
And offsite could mean overseas, because if you have backup in
overseas,
Jamaica,
in which,
if you have a disaster in Jamaica, when it's like having it your backup right in your home, because Jamaica is home, you might have a storm or earthquake. And if you have a
Correct.
backup offsite, that offsite might get damaged, and you lose all your backup.
Yeah, so depending on your business, you can choose this and decide, whether do I back up in Jamaica, or do I back up several places? You may have a business that operates in several different territories.
Right.
You may want back up from site to site. So if one site fails, it backs up to another one of your premises, or it goes to another one of your premises in another territory. Also, you need to consider the type of encryption and security. So you want to implement encryption on both during the data transit and to safeguard unauthorized access. So you want to make sure that, when you do have your backup media, your backup, and you want to restore it, that it's password protected and not anybody can just come and look at your data anyhow.
By the way, I understand that some of the big companies, especially the reservations companies, that they have their backup system underground, buried deep underground. Have you heard that?
Right. Google, not even underground, you have them in the water, deep sea. You have servers operating for cooling measures also.
Yes.
In which, they send the data there, and it's harder to access. If you're a bank, you're going to take extreme measures to protect your data. So yes, they may have it underground, so nobody really has access to it. Or you have to know, you take extreme considerations in how you're going to access their data, and that is very, 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 very dedicated. So also, you need to take into consideration a disaster recovery plan. So you need to develop a plan in which that if there is a problem, that you have a plan already set in place so that you have quick restoration, whether it's your system recovery or business continuity after the disaster. When a storm hits, how easy is it to bring back up your business?
Now, for the ordinary user like myself, you could say we have real-time backups when we're ready, because if you use Google Drive, for example, and you're working on a document, you have it on your laptop, then every time you save it's backed up to Google. But do for business, do they have companies which offer you real-time backups? The moment you post something, it goes somewhere else. So if anything happens and you have to go to your backup, you have the data, and you probably don't lose an hour or even a day of
Well, I believe Google would, their application, well, depending on which one you're using, yes, definitely. They do have setups that, if you make any changes on your desktop, it's automatically
Right,
sent.
right.
As it's adjusted or say onto a server overseas. Any changes that you make up to probably the last 5 minutes, you would be able to find.
All right, we only have another minute. A final point, just so we can contact
more things
you.
I wanted to mention, also you must make sure that you educate your employees on the backup procedures and how to handle data, best practices, and maintain security. And you want to promote that through your business.
And you want to document it also.
And you want to document it also. And also, you should also monitor your backups. Make sure that you know the status of your backup at any point in time.
Yeah.
And make sure you always review your backups and check from time to time whether the backup is good or whether you can recover from it. All right? So these are a number of things. There are many more things. I mean, as I said, you have on-site backup, you have off-site
We
backup.
touch that next week. Go right into and remind us so we can make contact with
Definitely. You can call me at 876-849-6167, or you can email me at Intelligent Solutions Intesol at techprojects.com. That's INTESOL at TECHPROJEX.com.
Thank you very much. A man called Andre Monti, the real IT professional, the people's IT professional. And of course, he'll be back here with us, and it's very important for you to listen, because if you're not IT literate, you can lose a whole lot. Thank you very much, my brother. Next week, we do all over again. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, where we say we're there. Yeah, we're little, but we tell our. So come back. Don't move.
Come catch the action at the National Stadium on Saturday, February 10 for the Camperdown Classic, the showcase of sprinters. Come out and support your favorite team or athlete. Adults, $1,000. Children with ID, $500. Come see the best boys and girls compete to make qualifying times for boys and girls champs. The meet will also feature senior athletes as they prepare for the Olympics. That's the Camperdown Classic, February 10, 2024. Be there.
Need parts for your Hyundai, Kia, Daihatsu, Toyota, Hino, and Dyna motor vehicles? Look to Palmark. They are dealers in Japanese and Korean parts in Jamaica. Visit them today at 53 Mullines Road, Kingston 10, or call them at 923-5864, 923-5868, 758-5395, or 615-769-728. You can also email them for parts availability at parts@palmark@gmail.com. Get on your mark with Palmark.
What's up, Sports Desk Massive? It's the new and improved. What you say? Can't stop to make a call? Well, you can still add your 2 cents by sending in WhatsApp messages or voice notes to 876-828-0925. What you say? During the Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. Sponsored by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
Set the trend, set the trend.
The Trend-Setting Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m., is Jamaica's #1 call-in sports program. Join me, Orville Higgins,
and me, Christopher Zidane Matthews,
as we continue to take call-in sports discussions to the highest levels on radio. The Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. on Jamaica's #1 sports radio station. The hour between 3 and 4 p.m. is sponsored by Western Sports, the sports people, with locations in Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay.
Take me to the wall. Jamaica, Jamaica, are you ready? If you listen to this radio station and you gave your life to Jesus Christ, well, the next step is to be born again. I'm telling you, welcome to the Nicodemus Experience, February the 10th at 10 a.m. at Bob Marley Beach. Don't want to miss out on that. This is a water baptism taking place, hosted by Omega. I am Bishop John Wayne Manning. I'll be there to baptize you personally. Followed immediately by February 11 at 6 p.m., one night of service. Praise, worship, deliverance. I want to pray for you, believe God for a breakthrough for you, your family, your finances. Meet me there. Where? I thought you would never ask. 24 Stillwell Road, Kingston, Jamaica. Meet me there. I want to shake your hands. I want to lay hands on you. Don't forget, for further information, to get on the baptismal list or to get direction, give us a call at 876-204-9356. I'm Bishop John Wayne Manning, and I approve this message, and I'm waiting to hear from you. January 9, 2024. I was dead for 9 seconds. My heart stopped beating in the hospital. I remember my life was leaving my body, but I call upon the name of Jesus Christ, and He restored my life unto me. So I'm here because my purpose is not done. I want to pray with you. Don't miss this service. In the name of Jesus.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolios. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Dependable, dependable God.
I am Pastor Corbel Leon, inviting you to join me at 11:30 for Divine Connection, where I teach and encourage you into the Word of God, and you shall be blessed.
That's Divine Connection, Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. Sponsored by Impact Science Solution Limited. Services offered, large format printing, billboards, video boards, and much more. Located in St. Catherine and provide services island-wide. You can contact them at 876-667-9582. You can send them an email at impactscience@gmail.com. You can find them on Facebook at Impact Science Solution or on Instagram at ImpactScienceJA.
Dependable, dependable God.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, where we say what we lick, what we tallow. And coming up right now is The Law and You. And of course, we have the People's Lawyer online. Yes, it is here. I was wondering, I was looking at a video, and I was wondering if it was a People's Lawyer, but I know it could never be a People's Lawyer. He knows better than that. My good friend.
How are you, Mr. Darby?
No, not bad.
Morning to you and your many listeners.
Oh, boy, doing very well. Listen, I got very concerned. I was watching a video. I thought it was you on a political campaign. Obviously, two people are fighting. So I said, hold on. I know somebody are fight for going to school or fight to going to church. There must be something big. I need to check it out. What is there in that thing to be fighting for? I don't know.
Yes, that incident that has been circulating about altercation, it takes us back many, many years.
Yes, to the 80s.
Mm-hmm. And we want to come out of that.
We can't have it.
Issues, not people's preferences. Issues.
Right. Issues.
Yeah. So today we want to look at something that is not very well discussed and exposed.
I wonder what's that?
In public space. It is called open government partnership.
Well, that sounds like you're talking Latin to us, no, Wendell.
Well, we have to learn the Latin then.
I tell you a classic, We're ready to learn. I'm willing to learn, sir.
Yes, it is called open government partnership. And that is pregnant with meaning. Open means what it means. You cannot have a closed government where you have a government system where you elect people and they huddle together and do things, say they are representing you and looking out for your best interest. And you don't know what is going on, and all of a sudden things apply to you that you don't understand. You don't know about, you didn't participate, you didn't even say that you want it.
But if all of us dumb, what do you expect? You know, if it and then if we are dumb and we're deaf and we're blind and everything, then those who are really that way, I just see them as having a challenge. No, we have a problem. Because if we have two eyes and we have ears.
The beloved country of Jamaica has joined the Open Government Partnership system from sometime now, from 2016.
I see.
So we are supposed to be showing whoever is in government, whatever party is in ascendancy, must show open government.
What is the gestation period? From 2016? What's the gestation period? Because it's 2016.
Well, the organization doesn't give any period for gestation, because even before we join this organization, there should have been good governance, and therefore, once you have good governance, best practices in government, then you're supposed to have open government. What does open government mean? It means that there's an emphasis in running the country on transparency. Nothing hidden, nothing in dark corners, certain technocrats and officials, sometimes we don't know their qualifications, huddling together and deciding enormous things that affect us. There must be accountability. That is to say, government involved public funds, taxpayers' money, and so forth. So you must have accountability as to how funds are spent, and if there's error slipping up, there is some amount of accountability. We don't use the word punishment,
Accountability.
Right. And the final aspect of it is participation.
P-A-R-T-I, participation.
I do not know why.
Well, here's the trouble now. I just spell the word, I wonder if I know what it means.
I do not know why our servants that we elect to represent us are afraid of us participating in our business.
Probably Vernon is that bright enough, so you don't need him to participate.
We are too bright?
No. Probably Vernon is not bright enough, so you don't need any participation from him.
Well, therefore, if that is the case, and many of us are like that, they shouldn't come to us then. They shouldn't come to us.
Yes, I hear
and ask us to put them in office, because we might make mistake and put the wrong person in office.
So you put them in office, and where does that put us?
Not very far down the road. Not very far.
I hear
because you. I see laws, very impactful laws being passed in a day.
You want to be specific if you talk about the ombudsman. You talk about like the ombudsman, for example.
Yes, how can that be?
Yes.
I don't understand. We are coming from a system of tribalism and violence and death and bloodshed. So they put this ombudsman.
But Wendell, who remembers that? Nobody remembers that, Wendell.
Yes, man, remember, because they're passing law to get rid of the ombudsman system and put it into another system. So they are remembered, but nothing is wrong with change,
Yeah.
We don't resist change, but we have to participate, the ordinary man.
But somebody will tell you, Wendell, that if you have bipartisan support for certain things, you don't need the people's support.
No, man, you're going to need to consult the people. You 63 people can't decide by yourself, or because your headquarters is on a certain road. You decide by yourself what the 1 million people, adults want. You have to consult them. Even if you're bright and you want the best for them, you have to ask them.
But I must tell you something, though,
This is called bottom-up governance, and the passage of legislation. You have to consult the people.
Well,
and when you don't, you run into problems.
I'm going to send that one to the PM. I think I've sent to him before. But part of the problem you have the leader up top, and he might be responsive, but there are those below who do what they want to do. That's another challenge you'll have, because they have their own turf to protect.
Accountability now.
Yes.
The accountability and the principle that the buck stops at my desk.
Yes.
So if you have a team working on your behalf, you have to control your team and you have to be united. Your so-called underlings can be doing whatever they want.
Oh, you better believe they do, Yeah, that's the problem. And that is why ordinary citizens need to unite, because what you find happening in Wendell, that within the political parties, they are united. You notice they all wear the same color and they speak the same language, but the people now are not united. And take, for example, the whole moral state of the country. The political guys, they're not really concerned about that.
But what is generating and fostering this united way of our people? It must favor somebody when we are disunited and we are tribal, and we support certain colors. It suits certain people, I would think.
But it looks like you have the parties, you have what, orange and you have green. Well, the people then wear pure dark glasses, it look like. That's the real problem,
This open government partnership that the country, Jamaica, is part of requires our government, whichever government is in power, to emphasize transparency, accountability, and public participation in governance.
But my feeling, you come on this program.
Are we doing that?
You're educating the people. It is time the people wake up and demand it. I don't get the feeling that the people are demanding it at all. Is that we don't care? I must tell you when I ready, I wrap up in a Wendell at 10 o'clock. Me send the PM a message.
But you know there are consequences for speaking out.
Well, I'm quite aware, and so let me not care.
Your income is affected.
Yes, I'm quite. When we're talking my business on radio, man.
And you are also putting a color.
And you're putting a corner.
And color too.
Yes.
And you're colorless, You're just talking as a good citizen.
Yes.
But when certain people hear what you are saying, they paint you in a certain color.
But here's the problem. I don't mind them paint me any color they want to paint me, My concern, look at what they're saying. Don't paint what they're saying with a color. Don't paint it with a color. So it seems to me we reach a point where the people need to wake up. They're fast asleep.
Well, the tribalism is deep-seated, and that is the problem.
That's the problem.
The servants who we elect give us the impression, unless you are tribal, my time, you don't get no benefits.
This is
why we want to shift the benefits out of the hands of politicians.
We have to go for the break now. Well, Wendell, we just have to continue. We have to just continue to educate us and talk the good talk. So we learn, don't worry. We're going to go for the break. Yes, this is the People's Program Spot On with Vernon Darby. We're talking with the People's Lawyer, Wendell Wilkins, a man who you must listen to.
Three Angels Pharmacy, the premier provider of quality pharmaceutical care, opens every day except Saturday. Located at shop number 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville, call 625-5584. The temperature by Three Angels Pharmacy is
26 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
We're your partner in color. Over 30 years strong, serving Jamaica beautifully, changing lives and leading the revolution with quality products innovated for when you need a superior finish. Edge campaigns are trusted, loved and used by experts in the business of automotive, industrial, decorative and furniture. We have the blueprint to help you create, vibe and live life beautifully. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Need parts for your Hyundai, Kia, Daihatsu, Toyota, Hino, and Dyna motor vehicles? Look to Palmark. They are dealers in Japanese and Korean parts in Jamaica. Visit them today at 53 Mullines Road, Kingston 10, or call them at 923-5864, 923-5868, 758-5395, or 615-769-728. You can also email them for parts availability at parts@palmark@gmail.com. Get on your mark with Palmark.
My Mega Mart.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far. My Mega Mart, best value by far.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Van and Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, where we say we're little but we tallow. And of course, we're talking to Wendell Wilkins, the People's Lawyer, and we'd love to hear from you. Yes, the number to call is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. Give us a call and let us know what you think. But then I can tell you, many persons that you find, Wendell, even if you listen to talk shows, you know, you find the same probably 10 persons calling every radio station. And,
well, we have to encourage them as much as possible.
Yes, yes. What you find, Wendell, I must tell you, though, that on social media, they do respond. That I must admit. When I put up things, they do contact me, they do. But I don't know, I find a number of persons. The idea of coming on radio is frightening. So you find in broadcasting is the same problem. I said, what about 10 of them? You know, they go on every single station, and I know which stations they go on. And every day you hear the song. It's part of the challenge you face.
So what we are saying here, to prevent problems in governance, we should, as much as possible, when there are benefits for the public, it is channeled through official institutions set up by government that have some selection criteria, and it doesn't go through the politicians, because if it goes through the politicians, you know they are going to favor one color than the other, and we certainly don't want any discrimination based upon political preference or membership or support. So all these benefits that sometimes are given out according to these announcements in Parliament should really go through official government agencies that have a fair criteria for selection.
No, but Wendell, come on, Wendell. That's not fair to me as a politician. Don't forget it. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to become super popular. So when I make a presentation to a man who has suffered, you know, I'm going to give one brother, the whole world must, you know, Wendell. Now me give him.
Well, that is what you call lack of transparency, lack of accountability, and lack of participation, because there's only one side participating.
Yes.
Selectively. So it is contrary to good governance when it operates that way. And this is why it is so important for us to get a good discussion going on the law passed as to the criteria and performance, employment performance criteria for the politicians. So we know that they are supposed to be focusing on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and that's it.
Well,
you know, their terms of reference, their terms of engagement in public life. So when it comes to open government now, it means that when you're passing laws, for example, then there should be transparency with the people, the citizens who are going to be affected by the law will have some opportunity to know about the proposed law and participate in how it should be structured and so forth. That is how it should go. And there should be the accompanying opportunity for the ordinary folk to say, I think there's a problem with that aspect of the law. But if you are passing a law because you have the numbers in Parliament,
and
those
the
persons
power
who beat the desk and announcements, that you have the numbers in one day, how is it the people, the country that the law is going to affect participate in that process? And that happens from time to time in our legislature, and it ought not.
But you know, that's how some persons to go to the house, and some of them I have never heard them uttered one word and they go, dum, dum, dum. So tell me what if they now have corn pan eh?
Well, you see, that is the culture of Parliament.
Yes.
But we need to move away from that kind of culture and allow the public to participate, because we are a member of Open Government Partnership. We have been there since 2016, and we have submitted a report for the year 2021 to 2023, which says we are going to modernize the legal framework. And if you are going to modernize it, it means that you have to have participation of the people in the modernization process. It can be a couple people doing the modernization, and the ordinary folk, the ordinary man in the street, doesn't know about the modernization.
Yes, yes.
And we remember the case of the Constitutional Reform Committee starting from the blocks at a high speed down the track. And the people are wondering, what is this race about? They weren't told. And they were not able to select the participants at all. The participants were selected by a group of persons. So,
and then we hear ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Right. So we need to have consistency with what we say we are going to do.
Listen, I have to talk to my technical operator, you know, because he gives me some wrap-up signal. But the sign that he's giving me when get himself into trouble, you know.
I see. So
yeah.
We are,
because he's telling me that 2 minutes is up, and he better be careful when I get this election time. Come on, if 2 minutes can mean a lot of things. Yes, well, you have a minute left.
What you're saying then, when it comes to passing law in Parliament, we need to have transparency. We need to have public participation, because we subscribe as a nation, Jamaica, to open government partnership. That is very important. So
and Wendell, we will continue to preach the message, because one day, just like now I warn them, they either will learn the hard way or they will learn to do it and don't suffer the consequences. My brother, Wendell Wilkins, the People's Lawyer, let me thank you once again for sharing your knowledge with the people. Oh, it's always great to have you, my brother. All right, it's now at 10:54 Eastern Standard Time here in Jamaica. And let me just advise you, the weather forecast of this time. Significant feature, trough across Jamaica. A ridge is expected to build across the island by tomorrow. Windy and cooler than normal. Temperatures expected across the island for the rest of the week. 24-hour forecast. Isolated showers across northern parishes. Mainly fair elsewhere. This afternoon and tonight, mainly fair, windy and cool. So that we have to keep on monitoring the weather as to what is happening, because as you heard, the seas are quite rough these days for fisher folks. You should not be going out to sea at this time. Make sure you continue to monitor the weather. We gather that the pier in Ochias is severely damaged. We have about damage in Negril and those places. I'm really concerned about those fisher folks who have lost their fishing nets and their boats and so on. All right, so we just, I hear people talk about weather strange and all kind of weird weather. Really? The weather, God work, leave it alone. We just have to fit in. You hear? We just have to fit in. All right, let's see who are those persons who are celebrating their birthday today. We have Owen Brown, yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to work with Owen Brown, yeah. Marvelyn Campbell, yes. Strong supporter of Spot On. Mr. George Ramakon was former High Commissioner to the UK for Jamaica. Talented singer Lubert Levy. Yeah, Lubert, how you do? Also, the Governor General is celebrating his birthday today. Sir Patrick Allen. I mentioned Dario Ferguson. Yeah, I met him at Swallowfield. Yeah, good fellow. And a special good morning to Everett Smith, a very strong supporter of the program. Freddie McGregor, how you do, my friend? Continue the good fight. Marcia Forbes. Yeah, is that phase 1, right? Or phase 2? Yeah, Marcia Forbes, you continue the good fight. And my good friend, the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller. Yes, have a wonderful day, ma'am. Yes, don't forget you at all. Independence. Yes, Grenada celebrates its independence today. And of course, we know the rough times that Grenada has gone through. And I leave you with this one. Take your heart to heart. Don't wait until it shows on the chart. It could fail on the way, and that could be your last day. Get an ECG done. Do not wait until you cannot have any more fun. Watch your sugar intake and your blood pressure, for goodness sake. Thank you very much. My good friend, technical operator, had just slipped over the gun. Can you imagine? It's a sunny. I'm trying to just do it. Happens sometimes in broadcasting. Your brain just blocked. Asta, yeah, but it's sunny. I just can't remember what's going to call out your full name. And he's there laughing at me. Asta, thank you very much. Pastor Marion Boyne, thank you very much. You all have a wonderful day. To all my friends, sponsors, listeners, staff members, have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday. I will probably not be here for part of the show, but I'll be here for about, say, 10:30. Friend, and I'll be saying to you, I love you all. What good, my friend?
Maintain social distancing. Maintain at least 3 to 6 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. When someone coughs or sneezes, they spray small liquid droplets from their nose or mouth which may contain the virus. If you are